Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this another episode of One on One. We have with us our guest Adish Balkissoon, who is 22 years old. He is a diet chef and a calisthenics trainer. Adish Balkissoon, thank you for being with us in the studio of the MBC.
Well, thank you, Koyal. Thank you for welcoming here. It's a big platform for me. It's an honor for me, especially, to share my experience, how I've been and how I've been struggling until now. I've been into a lot of things, so I'll be glad to share it, and hopefully that will be of great help to someone else.
Yes,
Yeah.
Adish. Adish, so good nutrition is an important part for leading a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Most people associate diets with short-term weight loss or restrictive food intake. However, a diet plan is tailored according to an individual health status as well as his or her health goals. So, what is the role of a diet chef?
So you see, Koyal, the thing is about a diet. It's not just a diet. It's kind of lifestyle. You know, it's a healthy lifestyle. So I believe it should be maintained for a long time. And when people change their lifestyle to this kind of specific diet kind of lifestyle, so this big change and big transition, it's this that they call restrictive dieting, you know, because they are being restricted to the normal course of life because fast food are all part of our daily lifestyle. And so I believe that if you inculcate healthy eating and dieting as part of an everyday life, it won't be termed as dieting, it's just a lifestyle. Yeah.
Adish Balkissoon, please share with us the principles that are considered important to incorporate into a diet plan.
So a diet plan is very easy. It's not a secret to lose weight, to gain weight, just like you mentioned before. People associate diet with losing weight, but it's not just weight loss. It can be weight gain as well.
Okay.
So then what we incorporate into a diet plan is very easy because we calculate first the BMR. The BMR is the basal metabolic rate, which is the rate at which a person burns calorie. It is the total caloric intake per day for an individual, but that is basic, just to survive, okay? So what we do is we calculate how much he needs to survive, like assuming he's doing nothing, just surviving. And then we calculate based on what he takes, what kind of activities he's involved in on a daily basis. For instance, a person that goes to an office 5 to 9 won't have the same lifestyle as a person who works into the construction area, you know, because a huge expense of energy. And then that's how we apply all these basics of an individual. We take all these into consideration, what they're doing, how many times they go to the gym. And we evaluate how much calorie they need to be able to either build muscle or just lose weight. That's as easy as that. I know it's complicated to say that, to explain that, but I try to term it as simple as I can, but it's very much easier to practice than to listen to.
So, Adish, we can say that a diet can help people sometimes concerning weight management,
Yeah.
but also in helping them to build a greater self-confidence. Please explain to us how can a diet plan is not only important for the health, but also in crafting the personality of an individual.
Definitely right on this, because as you know, a diet is not just as restrictive. It can be very much flexible. That's what I introduce as a diet chef, because I introduce flexible dieting, meaning you can eat mostly anything, we just alter the taste, like to compromise with the basic things. But now coming to your question, a diet should not be quite as focused on specifically a goal. It should be just termed as a lifestyle. Okay. Now coming to you, as I said, it's very important. Like when we see a diet, a person following a kind of diet, we might say he's doing a lot of sacrifices. Okay, but he's actually not. Okay, this is just the basic thing that he's doing. He's following a structured pattern on an everyday basis that is to a certain level that he is able to satisfy all of his fitness goals. And when it is linked to new to physical training, to weightlifting and all, then a good diet will definitely help a person get this feel-good factor that, okay, now I'm starting to look good, because in one way everybody want to look good, but not just physically, but their own health, you know. So this is how we need to maintain the entire diet thing. We revolve it around how a person needs to live their life. If we do that, then dieting will no be longer be such an issue. It will always gonna be a kind of life that people want to live, because at the end we all want to be good in our skin. That's enough. Yeah.
Like we pointed out, people diet for several reasons, some for weight gain, some for weight loss. There are also a wide variety of options which are available when it comes to select a diet which might work for different types of individual. Can you please tell us what are those different types of diet, and why is it important to consider the age or gender of an individual when planning a diet?
You see, there are different kinds of diet pattern. Like I usually use a high protein diet because I like to build muscles. To build muscles, the easiest way to do that is to have a higher protein intake than a carbs intake. So compared to another person, they can be on a paleo diet because this is quite common. There is Mediterranean diet, because these are dieting like we just don't notice that. We just don't observe that willingly, but unconsciously we're following a type of diet that has been classified very long ago. And now, today, we have new dieting ways of dieting, like veganism, the vegetarianism. We have other types of diet like keto. So these new diets have been incorporated in a way that you have the three basic macronutrients: protein, carbs, and fats. We take the proteins. Either you're following a high protein diet, either you're following a high carbs diet, either you're following a low fat diet. So basically we just rename that. And if you're not consuming any meat, then that's vegan. Okay? But vegan is most probably a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It's not a way, it's not just dieting. Of course, I'll go for further on that.
What is keto diet exactly?
So keto diet is about reducing the amount of carbs that you're taking, and you focus more on gaining the energy that you need throughout the day. You derive that from fats. Of course, we're not talking about unhealthy fats. No fast food, please.
Give us an example of a proper meal,
Yeah.
which is a keto diet.
So it can be easily, as what I do for my clients is just a big amount of chicken if he's non-veg, or I try to find an alternative if he's veg, just like cottage cheese and all, because they are good for, they're high in protein, but still in a way they have good fats. But then I incorporate a high amount of veggies, because vegetables are low carbs compared to pasta or rice or whole grain stuffs. So I incorporate grilled chicken, veggies, big amount of veggies, and then they need their fats to run their body. So that will be olive oil, avocado, or even coconut oil. So these are kinds of healthy fats that they need for a ketogenic diet.
And how is this effective to a person?
Personally, I've never followed a keto diet.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, it's not to my experience, but to my client experience, they've undertaken keto. They have achieved quite spectacular results, which I never personally expected from that, because your body goes into a keto flu, because you just don't adapt, because this is not the natural way of proceeding. Ketogenic diet is not the natural way of how a human usually live, because we live on carbs.
Yes.
And now you're restricting the amount of carbs to your body, and you're just using fat as fuel. So it's very different now. Okay? But of course, low carbs meaning low calories meaning weight loss, and then that's the secret behind that.
I should
Yeah.
maybe try the keto diet once.
Yeah, for sure.
But Adish, when we talk about diet, there are also many inappropriate eating habits and the type of diets which people should avoid. Could you tell us about those inappropriate eating habits?
Yeah. So we don't quite normally notice that, but for instance, I give you a very simple example. There are 129 on average calories per tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, that's good. That's healthy fats and all. But if we take 5 tablespoons throughout the day, that makes around 40-ish or 500-ish calories around. But it's already taken the space of a meal. 500 calories is the amount of calories that I provide personally as in diet chef. Okay, so 5 teaspoon of oil versus one whole meal, which is 500 calories. So they are the same amount, but just not feeling as much. But this is how people neglect their habit of putting maybe too much oil or deep frying or uh, or maybe fast food, of course. Then the a higher intake of calorie will result in a caloric surplus. So basically, they'll take weight somehow. Yeah.
So, in order to achieve optimum weight control, a healthy diet plan should avoid some situations. For instance, situation of malnutrition or deficiencies in some nutrients. Can you tell us what are the other situations which should be avoided?
Yeah, of course. To maintain a good diet, we need the vitamins. We need magnesium, calcium to build bones. Of course,
Yes.
if you're doing bodybuilding or weight training or even calisthenics, like I do, but you need a lot of vitamins. You need muscle building. You need maybe some kind of supplements. It's optional, but it is considerable. Okay, but still, there are a lot of things that we don't usually pay attention is the basic balanced diet, the one that we learn in primary. This is the basic of everything. You have a healthy diet, you have everything. You just don't need to follow a specific kind of diet as long as you're eating the right proportion. Healthy food, you have food for growth, food for health, and for energy. You're living the best life. But of course, when the introduction of fast food has just altered the way we live today. And that's how I suppose that if we limit the amount of fast food we go to, like once per week maybe, or 2 times per 2 weeks, or 2 times per month, then we can definitely live all a healthy lifestyle, a healthy way of a healthy living, because our body will be good then.
Okay. And Adish, you've recently launched My Diet Chef
Yeah.
Mauritius. Tell us a bit more about it and what motivated you to be a diet chef.
Well, to be frank, to be honest, this all started with me only. Yeah,
Okay.
this all started with me because I was a guy that I started very early. I loved cooking. In fact, I'd pay very much big credits to my mother because on each birthday occasion she'd give me some cooking utensils
Okay.
just to get started. So I accumulated all of those, and now today I'm in the cooking industry fully. But the core of my diet chef is to introduce a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, because I started with first giving out meal plans. I would plan the diet for every person, every people that would come to me. I would plan a specific kind of diet, and accordingly, they had to cook for themselves. They had to follow this diet. Very easy, but very time consuming because they had to cook. And I heard a lot of feedback that Adish, it's very good. I have started to lose weight. I've started to gain muscles, but I just don't have time to cook now because I come late from work or I have to go work early in the morning. I don't have time for breakfast, so that came a big problem. Okay, that came a big problem. So what I do now actually is I prepare I prepare these meals, so that you don't need to look at anything. You don't need to look at the BMR, the calories. You don't need to even measure the amount of food that you're taking. I give out all the meals already made, fresh. You just have to store them, and
Okay.
whenever you feel like eating, you just take it out from the fridge, and it's all
Okay.
good. Yeah, and I give you the macronutrients because it is very important to keep track of your daily lifestyle, and it's very easy for you. So I've made kind of life easier, in a way, but it's a kind of life that I always wanted to live, and that's how it came into Diet Chef. Yeah.
Okay. How do you normally create your nutrition plan?
So a nutrition plan is not a big thing. Nutrition plan is very easy in a way that we evaluate it to the way that a person needs to inculcate their respective activities into their life. For instance, if a person goes to the gym 3 times a week, so I try depending on his goals, assuming let's take for example he needs to lose weight. So maybe most probably I will tell him to I will diminish the number of carbs he's taking on the day he's training, so that he burns more than his body is actually consuming. And then on the day he's resting, so I'll most probably maintain the caloric deficit just a bit below his normal rate, so that he just don't feel hungry, or he just don't like energy. And that will be very easy in a way that I plan it for a week, and we can repeat it next week and on and on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adish, the work of a diet planner, diet chef is actually not easy. It's a huge responsibility. So what are the challenges and difficulties that you faced in your journey?
So yeah, definitely, it's very not that kind of easy. I won't say difficult, but it's just not easy. In a way, because I have to pay very much attention, because there are a lot of people. Everybody's unique. Everybody has their own way of eating. Everybody has their own lifestyle. So some people have allergies. Okay, maybe gluten allergic, and some people are very much into veganism, which means that they don't consume any meat or any food, any ingredients derived from animals. Okay, so no dairy at all. And then we have to rearrange all of those ingredients to create a delicious recipe for that particular person. So that I don't want taste to be a problem for people to not follow a diet. I don't want taste. I don't want even price to be a problem for a person. That okay, it's too expensive to follow such diet, or it's just like I don't like eating boiled broccolis. I don't like eating steamed chicken, or I don't like. I'm very much into vegetarian, so I don't have these access. So this is how maybe I crafted this, and I take each and every point of information from each and every one, so that I make our standardized version of those meals. So whenever a person who has gluten allergy comes to me, I say, okay, I have your meal. And someone say, okay, I'm vegan, so I have your meal too. It's like this, very. But now that I'm settled, I look forward to serve more people, definitely.
Okay. There is something which is trending recently, intermittent fasting. It's claimed to cause weight loss as well as to improve the metabolic health. Please share with us the several methods of these eating habits and how can this be effective?
Well, to be very honest, I usually do practice intermittent fasting. I myself do intermittent, and to my experience, it helped me a lot in a way that I didn't want to lose weight personally. I just wanted to have a shredded body, and that was only to my personal satisfaction. And I have a big role model for that. It's Chris Heria, and he's inspired me a lot. Maybe you guys might Google him. He's very good. And so what I do, I usually eat for 8 hours, not continuously, of course, but I take 3 meals in those 8 hours, at least like three set of meals, and I work out in those 8 hours, and then I stay in a fast state for 16 hours. Yeah, 16 hours. That seems quite a lot. I'd agree with you on that. But it's actually very much easier if we break it down into simpler format. For instance, I start eating from noon. My first meal is at noon, and I eat 3 meals in between from noon to 8 p.m. at let's just say, and then after 8 p.m. I stay 4 hours fasting, and then I sleep. I sleep for
Okay.
8 hours. It's again 8 hours of fasting.
Yes.
Yeah, sleep does count as
Okay.
fasting. So then after waking up, I stay 4 hours again for as a fasted state, in a fasted state, and then I eat. What it does to me, what it did personally, what I found that the excess calories that maybe I had the last night, in my fasted state, the next morning, I worked out. I worked out maybe the belly fat, some part of my body, and then I drained those excess calories. So now my body is at zero, at par, and now I can have a more intake of calories. I can have a bit bigger, a bit greater amount of calories that normally a person takes, so that I can gain a bit more muscle. So it does not alter any way of my weight loss, my shredding state, or my muscle gain activity. It does not alter anything. It's just a simple way of living. Yeah, because I'm a guy that usually skip breakfast a lot.
Me too. It's a
Yeah,
very bad habit, I guess.
very bad habit. But
Yes.
I take my breakfast at noon, so it's brunch now.
Okay. Adish, as you've mentioned, a diet is very important for weight management, to have a good health, but it's also equally important to practice a regular physical activity.
Yeah, definitely. It is, of course, the normal standard is 30 minutes per day. This is very important. But if we look at long-term goals, long-term means in your 50s and 60s, you don't want to just uh, be walking using just support, or be having a lot of health problems or muscle pain, back pain. You don't want to have this in your long-term state, because, and what we do for that is like an investment. For now, we invest time and energy into an everyday activity. This is why we say preventive is better than cure, because the way you work out, the way you inculcate this bodybuilding thing, this physical activities, can be anything, can be sports, into your everyday life. It can be it can be twice a week or thrice a week as well. But at least you're doing it, and it will only appear in your late day, in your late 40s, 50s, 60s, that okay, I'm quite fit for this age. I don't have wrinkles. I don't have. I look younger. Then this is how people would be, and this is how I think personally everybody should inculcate a system into a kind of routine in their life, that you should definitely add some physical activities. Yeah, because this is very important. And to all those youngsters, of course, we all dream of a good body, and dreaming is not enough. We have to work for it,
Exactly.
and working for it is of course without excuse. We don't need to find time. We have to make time for that.
Adish, you're also a calisthenic coach. Can you tell us what is it exactly, and how was your journey so far?
Okay, to be honest, Koyo, this is a very long story, and I'd definitely like to share that with you. And that how it started, to be like 15 years of age, and I just didn't have the money to go to the gym. Gym was quite expensive, so I said, okay, how am I gonna manage? And so I still persevere. I asked my mother, my parents, and said, okay, I want to go to the gym. I want to have a good body. So help me out. And they said, okay, very good. But it was not to my satisfaction because I know they had to invest some kind of money for me to get better, and I had to pay for the gym each and every month. It was kind of very an expensive lifestyle, and I didn't want that because I know, of course, I originate from an average working family like everybody else, maybe most probably, but that's how I started. And then I said, okay, I cannot afford to go to the gym using weights. So I try to find alternatives to that. Alternatives like, then this is how I came across calisthenics. Because this is purely body weight training that you don't need to use any weight. You can do it anywhere. And you can do it at home, maybe outdoor. You can perform it freely. You have more flexibility, agility, strength. You have full mastery of your body. And that was for a CV kind of thing. This impressed me, and I said, okay, this is what I want to do now.
Mm-hmm.
So I started, and to my own amazement, I started getting very good results. So to one point, even I had the money. Even when I had the money to go to the gym, I got the opportunity. I didn't want to because I realized that my passion is just another thing. It's calisthenics.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got into calisthenics, I fell in love with that, and now today I train people how to do calisthenics. It's very much a sport, not just bodybuilding. It's something that you enjoy, and who just doesn't want full mastery of their body? It's very good.
We are actually drawing towards the end of this episode, but before that, Adish, what are your future projects? I mean, you've done pageants, won some titles, but what's next now?
Well, this is definitely a big stepping stone for me, the diet chef thing. So, of course, I look forward to continuing that and bring it to more people, to more reach, and maybe help more people and solve this diet issue and inculcate this kind of healthy lifestyle into their everyday life. And but of course, I have a big message for everybody who wish to start up or doing anything in their lives. I've done pageants, I've done a bit of everything, to be honest, but these are things that I always wanted to do. I followed my heart, I followed my passion. And I believe that this is what everybody should do.
Exactly.
Follow everything that you love and just don't give up. Persevere. It's good. You will have setbacks, but it's all right. And I'm sure you'll succeed one day or another. If not, just give me a call.
Thank you so much, Adish. It was a pleasure to have you with us. You've shared so many beautiful insights, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope to catch you soon for another episode of One on One.